So that's what Bitcoin really is, and a lot of people don't understand. What is Bitcoin? A proof of concept.
But
Because
OpenAI is not going to be able to hold it. OpenAI is going to the retail.
Gemini?
Yeah.
Google?
Maybe, but they're a little late to the game, right? I mean, when you think...
Did you know that the virtual machine was a proposal for Bitcoin? Vitalik wanted to build on top of Bitcoin to expand the technology and make it better and say, oh, you want to make money? Oh, you want to make money? Well, you got to invest.
We're going up faster than Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, look around. Welcome to the From the Future podcast. I am your host, Manny Hernandez, and with me, as always, is my co-host, Carlos Art Nevarez. Carlos, say what's up.
What's up, Manny?
Hey, my man. Every week we cut through the noise on technology, AI, crypto, financial markets, and the signals that most people miss until it's too late. In today's show, we are talking about how Microsoft and Ericsson are leading a global tech alliance for digital trust. Also, Anthropic, almost at a $380 billion valuation after closing a $30 billion funding round. The FTC ramps up scrutiny over Microsoft AI. Michael Saylor says that he will roll over his Bitcoin debt 4 years, and Trump launches 3 brand new crypto ETFs. We will break down what the headline says, what it actually means, and why it matters for your future. No hype, no fluff, just clear signals from the future. Let's get into it. Carlos, did you know that Microsoft and Ericsson formed a trusted tech alliance?
I had heard the news, but wasn't interested enough to read them.
Man, check this out, because you have to read this. A group of 5 companies led by Microsoft and Ericsson launched on Friday what they call a trusted tech alliance, built around 5 principles to safely use technology regardless of where it's developed. The alliance includes companies such as Anthropic, Amazon Web Services, Alphabet, Google, India's Reliance, Geo Platforms, and what's that? Finland's Nokia. Canada also is there, and Germany's SAP. It's also in the group. Its 5 principles calls for strong corporate governance, ethical conduct, secure technology development, adherence to global security standards across supply chains, and support of an open digital environment. Man, I don't know about you, but this looks like we want to monopolize everything. Right?
Well, I mean, first of all, look at the lineup. You have Microsoft, which, I wouldn't call them yesterday's news, but they're not the most forward-thinking company in the world. And they're certainly far from being one of the most trusted companies in the world, and they're leading a trust-based alliance. And then you have Nokia and you have Ericsson and these older companies that fell off the map so long ago, right?
Yeah. But now we want to come in and be Ericsson and Nokia. What are you? So that doesn't yell. I mean, Anthropic got it, but
okay.
Doesn't say, big AI, leader, because they're not even. I didn't even know they were in the race. Nokia is developing any sort of AI tech that
I haven't heard anything from them, and from Ericsson even less.
But when it comes to power and controlling, they'll be the first in.
Well, and think about this, right? I mean, joining them are Amazon. Okay, I get it. They're going to host everything. And you got Google. Maybe they're going to have a backbone there.
Yeah, but the thing is like, okay, you do this alliance. What happens if any company comes around and doesn't want to adhere by your principles? What are the consequences? What are you gonna do? So you're gonna prevent them? Well, I know what these guys are gonna do. What they do the best, they dump a bunch of money into politicians to lobby their way into regulation in such a way that they always get a benefit, and you're not allowed to use this LLM or this algorithm or this open source shiny thing. You gotta go use our the ones approved by the Trust Alliance, right? So if the Trust Alliance,
and isn't Microsoft still the largest shareholder in OpenAI?
Yeah, continues to.
So I mean, from that perspective, I can see why, Microsoft figures if they got Anthropic there and they're there, that this gives two of the largest AI companies a lead in the standards. The other fact is that they're trying to talk about supply chain management and security along the supply chain, and so it makes you go, what is it that they're really trying to control?
The supply chain, everything that moves through that, and anything that affects their bottom line. At the end of the day, I just see these as power moves trying to accommodate themselves before something real happens, right? They may have already the little monopolies in certain segments, and by creating these alliances, they try to because now there's a board, and now I have communication between these companies to say, hey, don't touch this little supply chain, this little monopoly we have been going on here on cattle, for example. Well,
so maybe that is the play, right? That I don't know, but it's possible that both Ericsson and Nokia have gotten into the markets of devices like little small boards and controllers and things like that are used in manufacturing and processing and things like that, like meat processing plants.
Well, I will
be running Ericsson machines.
The thing is, like, as you know, coming from companies like Novel, right? That there's a lot of technologies that were created by big companies, SAP, Ericsson, Nokia, back then, that those pieces of technologies continues to work and actually are fundamental, if you will, into the new modern devices. The thing is, like, now they supply to Samsung instead of building the phone themselves.
Retail, instead of building to the retail market.
Especially if they were able to patent some of those technologies. Correct. You know that back then it was a race to patent all kinds of. You were working on so
that was patents. Our number one job, was create as many patents as you can.
Yeah, about anything. If you can patent it, try. That way, it became a business model at some point, especially during
IBM's intellectual property management company was their biggest revenue generator for many years.
So, and that's why, because ask yourself, how come Nokia is still around?
Patents.
When was the last time you even saw one of their phones for sale? I mean, I know that from time to time they have launched like a nostalgia type of line, if you will. But, I just don't understand. Well, I don't understand why nobody's using their battery technology. Because that battery used to last forever. But maybe some people are. Maybe they are. The thing is, like, those phones also lasted so long because it was just a little LCD. The only thing you use it heavily was for the snake game. It's not like today that you're 24/7. Remember
the snake game? Yeah.
Oh man, that was addictive. That was addictive. But we'll see what this develops into. But every time I see these so-called alliances and adhering to 5 core principles, I start getting these Davos vibes. It's giving Davos, right? Elite vibes, and I don't like it. I just don't like it. I'll be honest. But moving on, did you know that Anthropic, it's currently valuated at an astonishing $380 billion.
Wow.
After raising another $30 billion in the latest round. And I think it was, this last week? Crazy.
Yeah.
It says here that Anthropic has raised $30 billion in its latest funding round, more than doubling Claude more than doubling the chatbot chatbots makers valuation to 300. And so they doubled the valuation. That's massive. That's massive. It says that they recently launched a series of plugins for its co-work agent that sparked a brutal sell-off of software stocks as investors debated the disruptive potential on the sector from sophisticated AI models. The exact same thing we were speaking about last week, in which we saw this coming. You know, like there's a big sell-off happening. There's blood in the waters, and then the sharks are coming to take it all. Anthropic saw it, and they said, this is the perfect time to go ask for more money.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that was a great, and they were positioned perfectly for the race.
It was perfectly timed. They released 4.6. They crashed the whole market, and then they go out to investors and say, oh, do you want to make money? Oh, you want to make money? Well, you got to invest in us.
We're going up faster than Bitcoin.
Oh, yeah, look around. Look around. We are the ones who made everybody go down. We trigger all this shit show you see going down here. And if you want to play ball, you got to pay up. That's what just happened last week. And people didn't even notice because they were too, they were too focused on Pam Bundy. I got a nice. I was trying to look for the compilation, like the best moments, because I'm like, play. I cannot play everything that she went on, but I got something nice for the end of the show that I think compiles all the best moments of that hearing, man. That was insane. But I was thinking that to myself, when the theatrics are so outrageous, what is going behind the scenes, and what you see is like big companies making Davos-like alliances, the big players raising billions of dollars while most people cannot even pay the rent, and then they just put the AG to yell to the cameras that the Dow is over $50,000, and who is feeling it? That's the first thing. It's like, well, I see the chart, but I don't feel more wealthy. That's the real problem that they are missing. Yeah, the number says one thing, but when I go to the supermarket, but we'll talk a little bit about that later. I just know that Teddy, 380 billion valuation. Then the question is
almost $500 billion.
Where is the revenue going to come from to justify the valuation?
To justify that valuation, and the answer is it doesn't, right?
But they already took a big stance against ads. At least ChatGPT, at least OpenAI is being realistic, saying, "Oh shit, we gotta put ads. We gotta maybe use ads, right?" But they took a big stance, and I understand that going after the corporate world. I'm gonna save you so much money on developers and human. You can outsource your whole human resources to us, to our agents, right?
Yes.
But still, you're not gonna be able to charge even near the same amount that you're saving them. So you're gonna make some money per company, per client. But when I replace your whole HR department, you're going to save on all those bodies, but I cannot even charge anything close to that, because otherwise a competitor will come and undercut me. It's just a race to zero right now. Everybody lowballing everybody. And it's playing against them. That's why maybe that's why they won the board. They want to get together in a room so they can decide on a pricing model that is not a race to zero. Where everybody's not.
I mean, so right now their ARR run rate is 14 billion. Mm-hmm. Right. So and what they said is basically we want a 30x valuation on our ARR. So I think that the investors are saying, well, Anthropic is going to rule the enterprise AI market, right? OpenAI is not going to be able to hold it.
But
OpenAI is going to the
Gemini,
retail. Yeah,
Gemini, Google.
maybe, but they're a little late to the game, right? I mean, when you think about it, I tried using their models for engineering, and they don't compare to close to OpenAI and to Claude.
Yeah, but with technologies like OpenClaw, where eventually you will have an agent that then you plug any model. You can plug a China model.
Well, yeah, but so I did that just today, right? Because OpenAI's model started running out of tokens on even at my Pro, right? Like I'm paying $200 a month for OpenAI, and it ran out of tokens. Imagine that, right? So then I decided I'm going to go put in. I'm going to go hook up Claude to it so I can use both, and it uses both because I have to. But yeah, I don't see, I tried Gemini, and it just couldn't cut it. Like the stuff that I was asking the other two to do was coming out fairly good, right? Like let's say 90% ready to use.
I don't know, man. All I know is that every time I try to test some of these things, and there will be a couple competitors out there, and there, of course, there will be a couple. Like for example, there's many support customer softwares out there, but Salesforce took the lead. I agree on that, right?
Yes.
There are a lot of gig economy, but Fiverr took the lead. I see that happen where
yes.
You're gonna have Anthropic taking the lead, and because they have the cool boys as clients, right?
Yes.
Netflix is my client, and so is my client, and that's gonna help them a lot. But there's gonna be a lot of competition out there, and we are not even near. So that's what I say. I see the valuations, and what I think is like it's not that. Eventually, they will be valued at that. I think that investors are just jumping the gun and a little to, they're giving that valuation maybe like 12 months before they should be valued at that. Maybe because they think that AI is raising faster. But man, when you look at when you look at what's going on, and you look at how some companies are trying to implement this, you get cases like this. Check this out. This guy says that his team caught someone sending an AI to interview in their place. It's so, trying to outsource HR hiring, right? To AI a little bit. That's what I'm saying. It's like people are trying to, I get it. We're going to solve off of that, but it's not yet ready. And you're trying to already deploy a solution that is not yet ready into production. And this is what went down. The interviewer. Can you tell us about yourself? The candidate. Absolutely. I am a passionate professional who thrives in dynamic environments. The interviewer. That's a really insightful answer. The candidate. Thank you. You're absolutely right. The interviewer. You're absolutely right too. The candidate. You're absolutely right about that. The interviewer. Right? And you know what's happening here, because now everybody's also using the AI. In TikTok, I get these videos where they show people literally in a real interview, and they got away in a second screen, the AI doing the interview, and they just answer. And it's overlaying even like teleprompter style. And I'm like, oh my God. So that's what's happening here. The candidate is just reading what the AI is telling him.
Yeah, it's telling him to say.
That's it. And now you have two AIs. All of a sudden, now you got two AIs interviewing.
Talk to my AI.
And then you get a report, and the AI will say, that was the best interview I had. Hire him. You should hire him. Man, this is crazy. But there is some AIs there's many things that AI can definitely do for sure. And one of them is our sponsor of the day, Voice Self Flow AI, because you can now transform your website with intelligent voice sales agents. No, they may not be able to hire your next employee yet, but they can definitely help you sell your products and services from your website. That's what Voice Sales Flow AI does. You can add this little widget to your website, and now you can have a natural voice AI. You can have a smart lead capture, full transcript, audio recording, smart training. You can train this AI to know everything about your product or service to ensure that it can sell accurately 100% of the time. So get rid of the old boring chat button that everybody hates on your website and install Voice Sales Flow today. Carlos, my man.
I installed it.
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. I got it on everything. I put it on my brothers-in-law tile company website. And it does a great job when people, come in all the time asking for little tile questions. He's
quotes, questions.
Tile.com. Let me show you real quick. I got it right here. And I put it right here. Oh man, and it's been a godsend for him, because now he just sends everybody that has questions here, and they can talk. The AI collects all the information about the type of bathroom, the type of is it a back flash, is it a bathroom, is it a chimney. He does a lot of work, right? Stone and all kinds of fireplaces and outdoor patios. So he collects all the information. That way he gets, at the end of the day, he just have to send the quotes back. And also it's a quick way for people to see, do they do what I want them to do, right? So that's many times what happens to me. I go to a website and I just want to know, do they do what I'm coming here for? And they do, right? And I can just ask, hey, do you do this? Yes or no? Boom. And if not, I'm out. So it's great. So that's one of our sponsors. So if you guys have any website, this will for sure increase your conversion rate. So don't leave it out. My man, the FTC is ramping up scrutiny over Microsoft AI. So here they are telling us, we want to build a trusting alliance of trust, 5 core principles, but wait a minute, why is the FTC looking into you, bro? Well, let's see. It says here that the U.S. Federal Trade Commission is escalating scrutiny over Microsoft, and it has sought answers from the company's rivals on the tech giant's licensing and business practices. The FTC is also seeking information about Microsoft's bundling of AI security and identity software into its offering. In 2024, the agency under then Chair Lena Klan opened an investigation into Microsoft on whether it had abused its market power in productivity software by imposing punitive licensing terms to prevent customers from moving their data to rival cloud platforms. This is exactly what we were speaking about last week about, are we going to be allowed, because all these AIs are learning so much about us, are we going to be allowed to export all that data and go to a competing company so that I don't lose all my work? Because that will be one of the biggest challenges, right?
Well, and right now, similarly, there's a lot of people are saying like, hey, companies like OpenAI and Anthropic, they have used other people's data and information to train their models. So what the heck, right? They're getting sued.
Not only that, what I find interesting is that OpenAI used everybody's, my data, everybody's data to train their model. And the moment you try to use anything that they claim it belongs to them, they're the first ones to send you a cease and desist. What? It's crazy. It's crazy. Kind of similar to what TikTok did with the little sounds, right? They didn't care about copyright at the beginning. Now they pay, but after you're famous, right? But if a little guy wants to go do it, they'll throw me in jail right away. It's kind of kind of messed up. But that's the game we're playing.
That's the world.
We'll see what the FTC does to Microsoft, but definitely there's some regulation needed around these companies so that we have the freedom to move. Freedom of movement, I think, is the most important part. Pricing,
Yes.
you compete about pricing,
Sure.
but I gotta be able to move to whatever service I want without having to lose at least too much into the previous work that I've been doing. If not, I also foresee companies coming out to solve this specific problem. Oh, you're not gonna do it? We're gonna allow people to go give a command to your AI that spits out all the context, and we're gonna work from that one. But that's more complex. That's more complex because they can put fences around that, and that means if a third party has to do it, that means that you don't want me to do it. That means your whole core principles I don't agree with, because you're not letting me be free. But anyways, we'll see where this goes. For once, it's good to see a government agency trying to, at least attempting, giving the appearance of, right, at least trying to do something about it. We'll see if they actually do it. But what about Trump? Did you know that Trump just came out? I think it was yesterday, man. Yeah, yesterday, bro. 3 brand new. Why I'm not able to pull the? I'm trying to pull the screen. I'm not able to pull it.
Is it not pulling for you?
Right now.
There it is.
I was hitting it and it was not moving. It was not letting me. See, I'm trying to pull it.
It was your AI. Controlled by being controlled.
It's the Stream Deck. It's the Stream Deck. I don't know if it's because this little video ad was getting in the way. I'm not sure. But yeah, Trump linked Truth Social seeks a sex approval for 2 new crypto ETFs. And it looks like Yorkville America Equities, the asset manager behind a series of exchange-traded funds tied to the U.S. President Donald Trump's Truth Social brand, has filed registration documents for 2 new cryptocurrency ETFs, expanding its push into the digital asset market. According to the filing, on Friday, the firm is seeking approval for the Truth Social Bitcoin and Ether. So it's a combined ETF of Bitcoin and Ethereum. That way, you should be able to bet on both by just buying one stock, and then, or get exposure to, because you're not betting on Ether, you're betting on the actual ETF. That's what something that people don't get, or the index. And there also has something that they call the Social Chronos Yield Maximizer ETF, which will invest and stake on CRO, which is the Chronos blockchain, which is Crypto.com's blockchain. Honestly, Crypto.com, their app, I never, it's too complicated. It's not user friendly at all, but it's one of the biggest brands on crypto. They have been around for a long time, and they're a quite successful company. The blockchain, though, Chronos blockchain, I'm not sure that's successful at all. I didn't even know they were still around. I can see the CRO token continue to live on because the Crypto.com app is an amazing product providing services that generates revenue. But the Chronos blockchain, in my mind, has never been able to offer any
outside of them. It's not adopted.
Or any unique value proposition. At the end of the day, that's the problem with most of these blockchains, is that they're just copycats. They're not offering anything that is unique, and that's why ultimately they end up dying. But Crypto.com has managed to stay alive for a long time because that the domain Crypto.com. That property, it's strong, very strong. And I think that the domain alone has been able to carry on the brand for so long. And the CEO...
It's certainly not the products.
Bro, the app, I went not long ago because I'm always researching to see, okay, what other bells and features we can put into the DeGen wallet. And I got confused. And I am a seasoned, experienced crypto guy. So I was not able. It's because I understand. It's because they offer everything. They offer absolutely everything. And sometimes you just cannot. Even if you are, it doesn't matter. You can sell auto parts, but you cannot sell every auto part of every brand. Because then it becomes way too much. And I'm not talking about only their tokens offering. Yeah, you can offer all the tokens, but I'm talking they offer earn and centralized and decentralized and yield and IDOs and airdrops and rewards and charts and perpetual trading, but also you can do futures market. And that's the trendy thing, futures market, right? And then when you go in, where's my regular wallet? How do I even send and receive? It's cluttered with so many things, right?
Too many things you can do.
That's just my honest take. But nonetheless, they have been able to remain a top brand in the space regardless. And many others with way better user interfaces, they have not been able to do so. And I will say that a lot of that has to do with the domain crypto.com, and the CEO knows that. And because he knows that, he just did a very bold move, my man. This is something that I have never seen nobody else do before. The CEO of crypto.com just paid $70 million for the domain AI.com.
Wow.
And a nerd bought the domain in 1993 for $100, cashed out $70 million 30 years later.
$70 million.
Man, oh man, that was crazy. But then you think, okay, what are they gonna do with this? I mean, if they spent $70 million on this domain, and not only that, they didn't stop there. After purchasing the domain just a couple weeks ago, they slapped an AI-made website on it and then launched a Super Bowl ad. They launched a Super Bowl ad promoting a claim your handle campaign. So come and claim your AI.com handle, for which you have to enter your credit card. So when you come here, you claim your handle. So, but why? Why? Bro, just trust me, bro. Claim it. Don't you see that this is AI.com?
Yeah.
Right.
You want Carlos at AI.com. You want Manny at AI.com.
You want it, right? So you gotta claim it, and when you go through the process of claiming it, it will ask you for your credit card. So now you're purchasing a handle. I'm not sure if they're charging for it. I think it's just a credit card swipe to verify a real identity. I don't know. Maybe they plan to upsell you once they launch the product. I don't know. But so okay, cool.
It's a brilliant marketing move.
No, but bro, so okay, 70 million in the domain, another 8 million in the Super Bowl ad. People come here, claim the handle, they swipe the card, and what is nothing, just wait. And then when you go to X and you try to find out what are they really building, they had the guts to tell us that they're putting OpenClaw on the back.
Wow.
And everybody was like, so this is the new, instead of 70 million, so now it's all about marketing. So you can have 70 million in the domain, another 8 in the ad, but you're going to spend $5,000 on the product. What? That's what we see happening. And what's crazy is that's working. It is working. So kudos, my hat off to the CEO of my hat's off to you, my man. You do know how to launch a product and everybody will remember you pretty much forever. And just like crypto.com, something tells me that the domain it's also what will carry on
Yes.
the wave of
Very much so.
Just like in crypto.com, the app sucks. I don't expect anything better here. I hope that they change my mind. I hope that even OpenClaw has the potential, like a well deployed wrapper, because that's what they're going to be, an OpenClaw wrapper, or however you say that word. But correctly deployed, correctly marketed in a place that I can go. I don't have to install it on a Mac Mini. I don't have to do anything. Yeah. I can just go there, spin off a cloud-based agent, and I'm not saying that's what they're gonna do. I'm just thinking, because what else are you gonna do if you're gonna make me install it on myself again? They spin a cloud VPS. It runs from there, and then they dedicate a little team to do custom skills that you can only get through. It will work, but still it's running on a
running on something that was open source.
Brand new open source. It's not even
new open source.
Oh, there's a lot of stuff.
It blew up on me last night. I can't. I'm trying to figure out how to get it back because it blew up.
After all
right now, every 5 minutes is sending me a thing that says I'm out of context. I'm out of context.
Your context. You gotta put all the optimism, and there's many people that has come with many little plugins just to manage that. But that's the thing. It's open source, and I love open source. There are several technologies that we use that are open source, but are battle tested, decades old, with many other companies already using it, right? And contributing. They got teams contributing just for those repos, of course. But man, something that came out the other day, and it's a great experiment. Don't get me wrong, I love it. But like you said, all that work training yours, and now it's blowing up in the context window.
Yes.
But my kudos to him, because he was able to pull out something amazing. Now, with that said, we should check on what's going on the crypto markets. How is the crypto market sentiment today? So let's check in with our good old friend, Gabriel. You like Gabriel. You have seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see how Gabriel is feeling today, because this will tell us how is the crypto market feeling.
Crypto is so fucking dead. We got everything we wanted this cycle. President shilling crypto, CFTC shilling crypto, every single goddamn DeFi OG on the board of some fucking government organization. And what do the coins fucking do? They go to fucking zero. You know why? Because it's a fucking scam. They're not coming back. Monet is fucking dead. Mega ETH is fucking dead. All my bags are fucking going to zero. You know why? Because it's all a fucking joke. It's all a fucking game. I'm not surprised if Satoshi's fucking Jeffrey Epstein at this point. There is no fucking way that we're coming back from this. Now the AI bubble's gonna pop. Stocks are gonna go down. And guess what's gonna happen to crypto? Are they gonna go up suddenly? Hell fucking no. It's over, baby. Sell your bags. Go to sleep. And pivot to some fucking thing like construction or some fucking bullshit that AI can't replace. Good fucking night.
All right. Yeah, that's it. That's what Gabriel thinks. I mean,
go to bed.
And I guess that is over, guys. I guess that is over. Or at least that's how crypto Twitter is feeling. But you guys worry not, because we have been dead before and will be dead again. This is something that we're used to, and we're not going anywhere. Crypto is not going anywhere. Bitcoin is not going anywhere. Nothing is going anywhere, because we're here to stay. The government has just legalized the whole technology piece. So at the end of the day, what I do see happening right now is that the banks are fighting. The banks are not liking what is happening. That is for sure. So this is where Bitcoin is at right now, at the moment of us shooting this podcast, episode 2. We are at $69,981, and I already drew my DCA zone. This is where I think this is obviously the weekly chart, and we are looking at this line right here is the 200-week moving average, and it's acting right now like a magnet. We also have this very strong area of support waiting for us here around the same block. So we can go below the 200-week. So that's why you can see that the box runs bigger to the downside, because we can run 10, even 15% below the 200-week moving average. But I do believe that once we enter this zone, this is the perfect DCA zone that everybody's looking at to start placing their bets or getting back into the market. This is the possible bottom. So now when we get here, this is what people need to understand, because that's the biggest problem that sometimes happens. Like, okay, we're gonna go here, and then everybody starts to backing up the truck. They start loading the truck, and they start going crazy. And then the price continues to go here a little bit more and starts to shop here. And then, but this is the weekly chart. So 1 week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, all of a sudden 3 months have gone by, and you're still in the box. So don't worry, guys. You're going to have time. You don't have to rush it. You don't have to go crazy. Just know that if you are inside this zone around this 200-week moving average at any given point that you're purchasing, and whether it's Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, Aave, it doesn't matter what crypto you're buying, whatever flavor of crypto you buy, you should be purchasing in a good price overall. But that doesn't mean that it's going to reverse immediately and shoot up. That's not going to happen. I don't see that happening. What's going to happen more likely is going to shop here for a while. It's going to get a lot of people wrecked, and then it's going to shoot up by end of year. We're looking at autumn, October, November this year. We should start to see that recovery zone. So just keep that in mind, because if you guys don't, then you guys will see many people talking about, as soon as we get close to the 200-week moving average, a lot of people will start talking around about it, and then you will start to feel some FOMO. And then that's when you may rush in. You don't have to rush in. You will have time. You will have time. That's definitely. And if
I just have one question, Manny. Has Yadira bought any recently?
Not anymore.
Okay, then I'm safe. I can buy.
No, not anymore. She did when it went to 63, and that's because the same thing happened. It's rushing down. You see this week happening, and then as soon as it touched the box, which is 10%, I was telling her, as soon as we are 10% above, that's a good zone, and she wanted to buy right away, and she's up now, right?
Yeah.
But the same thing that I thought is like, to me, she caught me by surprise, because I'm always sharing all this information with her, but she's never. I didn't even know she was listening. If I am honest, I was like, "Yeah, you were paying attention." Shit, you want to buy, of course, and you want to buy. I'm not going to stop you from buying. Buy at any price. Doesn't matter if it's going up. If you feel like you need to buy it, because it's better to have something than have nothing, right? But yeah, when she bought it, it did continue to go down for another $2,000. It felt very bad, and I told her, it's like, and wait. Now it's up, and she's excited, and I said, wait, this is not over. We'll give it a couple of weeks, and as you can see, it's coming down. And there's a couple of news that have been hitting. We're going to talk about some of them, but the news have not been strong enough to get us out of. Trump is doing everything he can, but with the Epstein file cloud debacle hanging around his head, and nobody even cares about what he does. He will have to actually start using taxpayer-paying dollars to buy Bitcoin for us to get bullish again. Pile, that stock, Bitcoin stockpile that he speaks about. But either way, I just see it as normal cycle. The Bitcoin 4 cycle continues to be holding up by a thread the altcoins cycle is completely broken. If you look at Ethereum, Ethereum was not even able to break above the previous all-time high and retain it. This is the previous cycle, the 2021 all-time high right here. And if you look at this cycle, see, it goes 200 week, it went below. You can dip below, you dip below.
You want to show it on the screen?
Oh, my bad. Thank you for letting me know. See, this is the thing.
I'm trying to squint.
No, I gotta fix this. It's because the moment I change screens, for some reason, StreamYard it disconnects, and I'm here pressing buttons and moving screens around. But since I'm not looking down to the monitor, I don't see. But anyway,
that's what I'm good for.
So what I was looking at here, and all this time, do you guys see when I was talking about Bitcoin too, the 200 week?
Box? Bitcoin showed up, but
and the box, all of that, Ethereum. Yes. So on Ethereum, so here we are, and I can see that it didn't break. It didn't, this was my target zone for the cycle.
Right.
I drew these like into 2023 when I drew this box, and a lot of this stuff. People will see a little bit here. There's a lot of like Bitcoin compass. I even had the Elon rocket because back then, anything that Elon was mentioning was
gold.
Many Elon based coins. Or the meme coin cycle was crazy. But I drew these like in 2023, 2024, and I just now drew this new box here. But then I got this other one, and in this other one, I have even another one that I have a whole map. Where is it? It's not on this account then. That I have. Oh no, on this one. I got the map that I was expecting. I drew this Elliott wave technical analysis at the bottom when we were around here, 2022, 2023. I was doing the shows. I started drawing these, and I drew this map. And the bull cycle followed my map almost to the T. I didn't rewrite. I didn't read. You guys need to understand. I didn't draw this line like this. The chart was down below here when I drew that line, and it followed it almost to the T. Follow it until it got here. And look, it didn't. Wave 3 for whatever reason never came. Wave 3 never came. And I have to go back and reanalyze the whole new Elliott wave structure because there is an Elliott wave structure here. You just have to go look for it. What was the true play that played out, not the one that I was looking into. But at the end of the day, I did see that we didn't run all the way. And we didn't, but on Bitcoin, on Ethereum, we didn't even break all-time highs. See, we barely broke it at some point, you can argue, but we didn't stay, we didn't close. And look, now we're going down below again. So the what I'm trying to say with all that is that the 4-year cycle that follows Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies since its inception has partially broken. What do I mean by that? It continues to hold true for Bitcoin, which is where the halving cycles revolve around.
Yeah.
It's where the reward actually halves into two. But everybody else is not. And I think that is mostly because there is a new component into the game that people are not paying attention into, is that since 2020 and above, there is a stronghold of USDT. And most of the coins before, that's what people need to understand. Before 2009 all the way to 2020, pretty much, every time everybody launched a coin, the pair was against Bitcoin. So when Ethereum first came out, you could trade it only against Bitcoin. So if you wanted Ethereum, you had to buy Bitcoin and then exchange Bitcoin for Ethereum. You couldn't buy Ethereum with USDT because USDT didn't even exist.
Right.
So when all the liquidity pairs are paired to Bitcoin, and there is something like the Bitcoin halving that affects Bitcoin, the main pair, of course that it follows everything else.
Everything.
And it happens, and we saw it in 2017, we saw it in 2020. But then since the inception of USDT, all the IDOs and the ICOs that came in the 2020, 2021 cycle, they didn't do their liquidity pairs on Bitcoin or Ethereum. They went to USDT, USDC because they wanted more stable pairs. They wanted more, quote unquote, initial stability. They didn't want to get so much affected by the volatility of Bitcoin or Ethereum. But what that did, it created a disconnect between the altcoin markets and the Bitcoin market. So now, when you see the correlation happening, it's more psychological. It's not a fundamental correlation. And that, I think, is what we saw happening. We didn't have an alt season this cycle. It didn't exist.
Right.
It didn't exist by any metric that you want to call it. What we know to be an alt season didn't take place. Yes, we had a meme coin season. And yes, there were a couple runners. And yes, we had a couple of the OG companies like Link and Aave and some others do somewhat well. But nothing even, they didn't even, many of them didn't even outperform Bitcoin. How do you call yourself an alt season where you're not even outpacing the slowest horse? So that didn't take place this cycle whatsoever. So that's why there's a big breakage in opinions now. You got the camp that says this cycle is over, the 4-year cycle is over. We're still in the bull. This is a correction. We're still right because we have not had the alt season for a while. I was thinking that too. Another camp says the liquidity cycle is extended. We're gonna have the true bull cycle this year. And then there's the camp that says no, this is over, and it's working perfectly. Exactly. October 10. October 10 was the top. And when you raise it like that, it plays out perfectly. I am in a hybrid position. I think that Bitcoin continues to hold the 4-year cycle, at least one more cycle. All seasons is completely broken, and now it's all hell broke loose. And what do I mean by that? Now you have to prove your value in the market. You can no longer, just because I'm a crypto, just because I'm a smart contract, just because I have the word DeFi in my name.
Hype's not working.
People will not invest on me just based on that. No. Prove your value. And then there are many projects that have real value, but they don't know how to do marketing. The marketing is broken and the sentiment is completely in shambles right now. So even if they try. But I think that for the next cycle, we will see a much mature market that now understands that the value of Bitcoin is completely separated. Most of that value even comes through the ETF that doesn't have an escape into altcoins anyway. And now they will have whatever projects are going to come out on the next cycle. They will have to come out swinging with great products, great features, and even if possible revenue. Because if you're, or at least a path to revenue, I say, because that's the problem in cryptos. They didn't even know how their crypto project was going to make money.
So business plan was not existent.
It was not existent. So that's what we see happening. We'll see what plays out, but definitely Ethereum is in shambles right now, if you ask me, and it's due to all that the same problem, right? They were not able to get above the previous all-time high, and even now it's even possible that they will suffer even more because a lot of OG investors will realize this and say, wait a minute, what if they're not able to get back above that level in a long time? It's a possibility. Although that the fundamentals of Ethereum is very strong.
Yes.
And now with the new proposals and that came out, I think it's Ep02. It's faster. They're going after privacy. Vitalik just came out ditching all the L2s. I don't know if you knew about that. You know about
I
that?
didn't know that.
He came out to X and said that was a failed experiment, pretty much. Oh, the L2s? That was a failed experiment. So imagine you are Base, you're IVAX, you are Arbitrum, right? You are Polygon, you are all these companies that bet on the L2
Yeah.
and spend millions, and now the guy comes out and it didn't work. We're gonna go and we're gonna make the L1 do it all and do it better. That's what just took place. That's what just took place.
Now we know why the market is not able to recover.
No, that happened already after the market. Actually, I think that he was.
Well, no, I'm saying that could be why it's holding its down position, right? It's like it's just adding more bad.
Well, yeah, those will have anything that is an L1 will have a much harder time recouping their previous value by a long shot. That's why my bets are, Bitcoin, Ethereum, Link, Aave, our Mula token, because we are behind the technology and we know all the value we bring to the table. But other than that, it's hard to pick new techs that with strong product market fit that can.
Well, and because there's nobody that can support the utility with the business case that goes along with the utility to make the utility be worth anything.
Exactly. So we'll see what happens. But like I said, the next cycle is going to be interesting, and fundamentals should take over. And we see that even happening right now. Like, for example, if you look at a coin like Uniswap, although that looks going down here, you will notice, because this is a weekly chart. If I go to the daily chart, you'll notice a big pump that came out 2 days ago, and that's because BlackRock just started to invest on Uniswap. Wow. So BlackRock is moving in, but if you look what all these companies and these big funds are doing there, they're going after utility base, strong fundamentals, strong product market fit, real products that doesn't depend of the token. Great that you have a token. I'm going to invest on it, but the token cannot be your all.
There has to be a business case with it.
And there has to be an utility behind as well, the token. And now with the new fee switch that they did, Uniswap became a very attractive asset, and BlackRock is taking the move. So that's amazing to see. Now, on the other hand, you got Michael Saylor. He's definitely not having a good time right
Mr.
now.
Bitcoin.
He was, a couple months ago, he was dancing on the timeline. But today, he is getting shots. Check this out.
If Bitcoin falls 90% for the next 4 years, we'll refinance the debt.
Refinance where?
We'll just roll it forward. I mean, again.
But you think banks would lend to you at that point?
Exactly.
Yeah, because the volatility of Bitcoin is such that there's always going to be value. Look, you're at 68,000 right now. Literally has to fall to 8,000. Then we just refinance the debt. If you think it's going to zero, then we'll deal with that. But I don't think it's going to zero, and I don't think it's going to 8,000 either. But the credit risk is de minimis at this point.
There you go. So he will roll over the debt another 4 years. And the question is, okay, but who's going to lend you? Who's going to be crazy enough? And don't get me wrong, I love Bitcoin. I love the decentralization. I love everything. But right now, Bitcoin, unfortunately, it's losing its narrative. Bitcoin, let's face it, cannot be a peer-to-peer payment system. I love Bitcoin. I love the decentralization. I was a Bitcoin miner. I joined in 2013 as a miner. And I can tell you it will never be a peer-to-peer payment system, because each block takes over 10 minutes to be mined. You will not be at JCPenney waiting 10 minutes for your transaction to be approved. And then if you say, Bob, the Lightning Network, that's a centralized L2. So if you agree with L2s on Bitcoin, you have to agree with L2s on Ethereum. What happened about that? And it's centralized, and just 0.01% of the whole Bitcoin economy moved on Lightning Network. And you have to trust it's a centralized system. That's the
Yeah.
reality. So, okay, Bitcoin is a store of value, and it's the OG. Bitcoin is the proof of concept that allowed the real technology called blockchain to show the world that it was valuable.
Useful. Yes.
So that's what Bitcoin really is. And a lot of people don't understand. What is Bitcoin? A proof of concept.
Mm-hmm.
Because they needed something. I have this blockchain here. It's a decentralized ledger. What we have to make it track something. I cannot make it track cows yet because we cannot test it on cows. I cannot have it track General Motors production yet because we cannot test it on that. We don't know if it's gonna work. So, okay, it's gonna track Bitcoin. Let's invent this concept of a coin, and it's gonna track that. And every time you move it, and then it's better because now we can prove that we can have digital scarcity. So now we can prove the concept of digital scarcity. So, and they launched Bitcoin, a proof of concept to demonstrate the value of blockchain technology, which then other pioneers like Vitalik and many others, and Gavin and many others who came behind it, expanded into that and created the virtual machine, the EVM. Did you know that the virtual machine was a proposal for Bitcoin? Vitalik wanted to build on top of Bitcoin to expand the technology and make it better and take it to the level that it's needed to, so that it becomes a true payment system, and he was not allowed by the people at Blockstream. I was here. I was in the fight. I saw it all happen, all the divides. Blockstream went and hired all the core Bitcoin developers. But now we find out that Blockstream was being funded by Jeffrey Epstein.
Full circle.
But Bitcoin went from being a peer-to-peer payment system to being a store of value. Gold, digital gold, they call it. And I rally behind it. I love Bitcoin. I understand the concept of digital scarcity very well. Very well. But then something happened. Along came Michael Saylor and hijacked Satoshi's position. Satoshi did something that, in my mind, in my opinion, was a genius. He walked away, and only the name was able to remain. The story, the mystery behind the man. There is no head figure. You cannot cut the head of the snake. But here comes Michael Saylor and starts gobbling Bitcoin with a big mouth. And everybody gave him a megaphone and a platform. And now he became Bitcoin's main figure. He is Bitcoin's developer.
Yeah.
Whether we like it or not. So what happens the moment he sells, for whatever reason?
Everybody
He
follows
sells
him.
one Bitcoin. We're done, because it's going to have the same Satoshi effect. The same thing Satoshi wanted to prevent, he created it all over again. Okay, cool. All right, let's hope he never sells. And we continue to hodl, because Bitcoin is digital gold. Digital gold, they tell us. All of a sudden, 3 months ago, gold started to rally. Silver followed right behind it. Where's Bitcoin? What happened to Bitcoin?
That it had digital gravity working on it.
It doesn't have the trust.
Right.
That's the real problem, because so many scams also took place in the altcoin world, right?
Yeah.
That crypto as a whole now has this such a bad rap that when shit got real and people needed a safe haven and wanted to go run for the heavens, they didn't even look at Bitcoin. That's what really happened. Instead of looking at Bitcoin as a safe haven, they went to gold and silver. and copper.
And that's always been the history of humanity.
Because that's the trusted. That's the trusted. That's the real reason. So what does that tell us? Nobody trusts. People don't trust Bitcoin. Doesn't matter how many times you prove the technology is proven.
Yeah.
It's a brand problem. Bitcoin equals scam in the mind of the regular guy.
He didn't buy blockchain.com.
Yeah. But that's the thing. So now there's a lot of work to be made on that front where, okay, Bitcoin is not the solution. There's other razors, there's other amazing technologies out there that is going to allow to empower AI. And I think that that's going to be the real doorway now.
Mm-hmm.
That's good. We're in the wallet business. Everybody needs a wallet. But now you're going to have AI transacting with crypto. And then that's going to be the true doorway that's going to allow retail to re-enter. You're going to get an AI, a little assistant, maybe from AI.com. And the AI will need some crypto to operate on their behalf. So they
maybe
will
from
go,
crypto.com.
Maybe from crypto.com. And they will go on-ramp some fiat, give it to the agent. But now it's going to be the agent handling all things crypto. It's no longer going to be them. They may have a wallet just to interact with the agent.
Well, and I think that's a really good point, right? That the role of it will be an enabler of those AI agents to be able to use tokens to transact with each other. Hey, go buy me an airplane ticket, but I don't want to give you my credit card. Here's some tokens you can access.
Yeah, and that's the ultimate goal, to give people the freedom to move their value and have their value anywhere they want. That's why this episode is brought to you guys by the DeGen wallet. Your money on chain forever. One app, infinite possibilities, swap, stake, borrow, spend your money, your crypto, your rules, your future. With this app, you can spend your money anywhere. You can get instant everything, cross-chain swaps in seconds. No bridges, no hassle. You can grow your wealth. You can stake, lend. I mean, not learn. You can also learn. But you can lend and earn as you work with your assets passively, because you got everything that you need in one wallet, every single chain that you may need. Also, when you refer people, you can earn some Moolah tokens and get rewarded for bringing people over into the new technology, the new revolution in Web3. So let me ask you, are you ready to join the decentralized generation? Download the DeGen wallet today and experience the future of finance. No banks, no limits, just freedom. This episode is also brought to you by recordsdetective.com, your source for comprehensive data lookup, access, reliable vehicle history, fund carriers data, property records, and more. Carlos, I don't know about you, but I bought a used car, a Nissan, a Titan. It was a Titan. Yes, it was in 2010. Bro, I was ripped off with that thing. It was savage. I didn't know. It wasn't an accident. It was savage. By the time I did the whole deal, man, that it was an Arab. Those guys, they got dealerships in Nashville. They're really good. But you know why? You know why they took advantage of me? Because I didn't know.
Because you didn't check the title.
I didn't know that these services even existed, bro. And I didn't know these things. And the Carfax, oh, bro, they tell you all over about the Carfax. But guess what? That thing is expensive. And when you're looking for used cars, you're checking multiple vehicles. You're not just checking one. But guess what? These guys give you complete vehicle history reports for just $1. Just $1. And actually, when you get in for $1, you can even get, I think it's like 30 reports per month. So if you're shopping your car, you can check as many vehicles as you want, up to 30. And you get all the reports. And bro, what do you get? You get the previous accidents, the branded title history, reposition records, sales records, savage reconstruction, everything. I mean, everything. Even the reported meter. How do you say this word? Odometer.
The odometer.
Odometer. I don't know how to say that shit. Oh man. So, but you get everything. You get everything with this vehicle report. So we head over to recordsdetective.com. If you are on the market to buy a vehicle, this is the website that you need.
That's very useful. Okay.
Oh man, very useful.
You got some entertainment.
I was checking my Tesla on this the other day, and I got everything. I was like, how do they know that? It's crazy the stuff that comes up on these reports, and people don't know that. So yeah, and also on the property search, we do Records Detective also have property search. And for example, I was looking for a house in Nashville, and it was a house I liked, but I didn't know the owner, and I didn't want to go to the real estate agency. You search the address, I will give you everything about the owner, the current resident, if it's currently rent, the current residence versus is the owner, if it's everything. So these services are really helpful, and that's what we are all about, bringing to our viewers little tools and services that can truly help them on their day-to-day. It's not about just taking on any sponsor. And several of the technologies that we advertise here, we're also helping the technical teams in the back, so we know the quality of the service on several of these sponsors. But let's get into some politics here real quick. Have you seen the hearings from Palm? Have you seen the news?
I did not have time to do it. I was coding.
You didn't see the Dow is at 50,000. You didn't see that, my man.
I heard it. I did not see it.
Bro, that's you gotta watch. You gotta watch. Well, anyways, I'm gonna give you a great compilation. Somebody came out and did a whole song. But what you guys need to understand is that every word on these lyrics, it comes from her. This is everything 100% real. She said these things. Nothing aside the production and the music is AI, of course, but everything else is 100% real. Take it off, Pam Bundy.
Brought up the president saying they indicted me twice. They sure did. I think it's very interesting. That they talk about being indicted. The president said they indicted him twice. They tried to impeach him twice. I was on the other side. I lived that with you during impeachment. You said the president conspired, sought foreign interference, found no evidence, none. Shame on you. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans 401 tanks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. What does the Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding? Who cares about victims and pedophiles when the Dow is over 50,000? No, I'm gonna answer the question the way I wanna answer the question. Your theatrics are ridiculous. I'm not gonna get in the gutter with these people, but I'm gonna answer the question. Okay, here we go with these theatrics. They don't like the answer because it's honest. This guy has Trump derangement syndrome. You're a failed politician. I find it interesting that they keep going after President Trump, the greatest president in American history. The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing smashing records. Americans 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. What does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding? Who cares about victims and pedophiles when the Dow is over 50,000? Have you apologized to President Trump? Have you apologized to President Trump? All of you who participated in those impeachment hearings against Donald Trump, you all should be apologizing. You sit here and you attack the president, and I am not gonna have it. I'm not gonna put up with it. He is the most transparent president in the nation's history, and none of them asked over the last 4 years one word about Jeffrey Epstein. How ironic is that? You know why? The Dow is over 50,000 right now. The S&P at almost 7,000. And the NASDAQ smashing records. Americans 401ks and retirement savings are booming. That's what we should be talking about. We should be talking about making Americans safe. What does a Dow have to do with anything? That's what they just asked. Are you kidding? Who cares about victims and pedophiles?
That's a neck. They did a good job, man.
Man, whoever did this, and with the speed, because this just from yesterday's news, man.
Yeah,
That's amazing. That's amazing. But bro, the music is great. It's so accurate. That's what I was looking for compilation. I just want to put the highlights. But man, this was too good to.
you nailed it.
Yeah, man, that was amazing. I don't know, man. I don't even know what reality we live on anymore. Honestly, I just with my head down, working, getting stuff done, because every time I pull it up, it's just craziness. This is just
That's the thing, right? And it's all crazy theatrics.
yeah, and it makes me wondering what is happening on the backs, because. Yes, everybody wants to know about Epstein's and the files and everything that happens. It's like, well, yeah, you just want confirmation that everything that QAnon told us was pretty much true. We now know we should apologize to him. And, we know the reality, but then, okay, what? Now what? So now, we want the files. We want the files. The files. We want more files. And they release files. Well, we want more files. And they release more files. We want more files. For what? They already got thousands of people who may be hundreds of people implicated. Nobody's getting arrested. Nobody's even resigning aside a couple offshore individuals in their respective countries. So what is the end goal here? Because now what I think is happening is they have figured out that we're so focused on, so obsessed with Epstein, that now every time they need to distract us with something, they release a new bash. Now everybody's focused on that, and they do their little thing here, whatever they want to do, and we don't even know what they're doing because we're too focused here.
Yeah. Go watch Epstein Files.
Yeah, go watch. Go say that Trump is a pedophile again. Right, and that's it. And then what? And then now this. Watch. Now I need to censor this episode. Because that also blows my mind. I cannot speak anymore. I now have to be so careful about the words that I use. Because the algorithms will demote. So am I really free, Carlos? I don't know. Sometimes I feel a slave of the algos. Everybody's a slave of the algos because we're all living by the algos. So we all want to satisfy the algos. And it's all about the algorithm. Will the algorithm expose my post? Will I get the likes? Will I get the views? That will give me the validation so that I feel confident enough to get in the real world and do what? It just blows my mind. It just blows my mind. But that every time I watch YouTube now, it's so cringe to see people using like PDF to mask and say another word. And now here I am also, as I record this, finding myself having to filter myself. Hate that.
Yes.
Hate that. I'd rather get no views, man, sometimes. But I understand that. We're doing a show here. We're trying to do something that is entertaining and add value and bring education to people in several topics. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's like at what cost? Because I like to speak my mind. But anyways, enough of that. We'll see what the future brings. We'll see what's gonna happen this next week. But today was a great show, full of entertainment for sure. And if this is what took place this week, I cannot wait about what's about to happen on the next. Thank you for being here, Carlos, today. It was a great show.
I'm on the edge of my seat, buddy.
Anything else that you want to say before we cut it off?
I think that we are living in one of the most exciting times. Life is moving fast from week to week. But at the end of the day, it's still people doing what people do.
Yeah, 100%. So thank you very much. I'll see you guys on the next one. And adios. Cut it.